Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to the final part of this playthrough here on Act 1. So again, if you don't want any spoilers, don't watch all the way through, because he is going to be taking on the final Act 1 boss at the end of this. Once again, this is Bahjeera's Warrior playthrough, and if you don't mind hitting that subscribe button, really appreciate it, helps me out. And he's playing this on Xbox, so this is some bonus footage here because I could not stay awake to make it through the whole clip the other night. So we're going to be finishing it up this morning. He's currently playing as a shield and one-handed mace character. I've been thinking about some of the cross-play, cross-progression, couch co-op, and how exactly it's going to work. So, like, let's say we're doing couch co-op with one account. If we want to then do cross-play with, you know, another person in the household, and we've been playing couch co-op on that one account, are we going to both be able to log into the same account simultaneously to continue playing together? Or will that only be possible on couch co-op? And if you're playing cross-play, would you have to have two accounts? Another thing I'm wondering is if we are able to do two-player, so like a two-player couch co-op session and play simultaneously with someone else on your PC at the same time, or if we're doing like couch co-op, are we limited to like that two-player party? So this is one of my personal favorite bosses in Act 1 that I've seen so far, the Executioner. It just seems like a really good fight. The boss design seems really cool thematically, and the way the attacks are telegraphed. When you first come in and you see him chop off somebody's head, that's just pretty awesome. I really like the gore, like the amount of blood that we're seeing here. And then he does have like a pretty awesome... Oh, he already killed him before he... So he does have like another attack where he drops just like a massive guillotine out of the air. And it'll, you know, it's telegraphed, you know, very generously, but if it does hit you, I've seen it hit someone in another playthrough and it basically one-shot them from full health. So I thought that was pretty sick, just from like, you know, thematic standpoint. It does seem like fully utilizing the shield is giving a lot of survivability compared to a two-hander at this point in the game. Like I would say in PoE 1, a shield early on doesn't give you a whole lot of extra survivability. Compared to this, you know, I would say it's more than doubled his survivability. Just being able to be completely immune to damage from the front when you raise your shield is pretty significant. Granted, there are some unblockable attacks, and but it also, so it blocks all damage, like spell damage, projectiles, melee attacks, regardless of damage type. One thing I'm not 100% sure of is, like, let's say it's a large AoE attack that occurs on the ground underneath your character. That I'm curious if it's blockable. Like, is it going to be based off of if you're raising your shield and then pointing it, you know, directed towards the caster of the spell, or is that large, like, ground AoE going to hit you regardless? This level, I mean, look at the flames. Those flames are very very realistic looking. The embers, the way they're glowing. Trying to see if that's a pile of bodies or just... No, it looks like it's just logs. But yeah, very cool level design here. Something new. I don't think we've really seen like a village engulfed in flames in an ARPG as like a biome or a level. At least not to this degree. Or executed this this flawlessly. It doesn't really seem like mana has been an issue for this character. Previous playthroughs that just costs a lot of mana. But other playthroughs I've seen, it seemed like mana was a bit of an issue. Early on in the game, you know, with not being able to really stack life from the passive tree.
I've nowhere to keep that.
Peace Targe. One thing I am curious about is, will energy shield gear just be significantly stronger? Like taking a full armor set or evasion set versus like a hybrid armor ES or evasion ES or just straight up ES. Like, is increasing your life total with energy shield gonna be an effective build or playstyle for every character? Just, you know, being able to increase sort of like your hit point total with energy shield. You know, I feel like that is going to be potentially, you know, a viable early game build for really every character.
Watch yourself out there.
I thought there was an NPC that like identified items. Okay, so Scrolls of Wisdom are only 25 gold. That's not too bad. You know, sometimes in PoE 1 on a new league, when you're starting your first character, you're like starved for wisdom scrolls. Okay, that's interesting. So he's like the gambler.
You're famous, eh?
But yeah, sometimes you're not really able to... Okay, so this is where you salvage items. Oh. So you can craft? I thought they said that there was no crafting. Unless that's just like lets you transmute and kind of select the mods you want before you regal it. That's interesting. Let me go back real quick and look at that. Okay, so I don't see it. Not enough essence to craft this modifier. Okay, so maybe this is like essence crafting. Interesting. So it looks like there is, you know, at least some way to kind of get the guaranteed mods that you want potentially. I hadn't really seen or heard of this transmutation bench before, so that's new information to me. I had thought that, I mean, I know there's no crafting bench like we have in PoE 1. So I just assumed that there was like no
all your abilities and talents are random and you only get one life. Let's see how far we get.
Really no crafting outside of like using a transmutation orb or like an essence Shard, and then Augmentation, Regal, Exalt, and Chaos. Chaos is completely different in this game, so it removes a modifier at random and then adds a new modifier. Or maybe it's like adds 1 to 3, removes 1 and adds 1 to 3. It's something along those lines. The endurance charges are really small now. It like almost, you know, on your character there, it's kind of hard to actually see it. Like visually, it's not as noticeable as it was in PoE 1. And I think he's getting here towards the final area of Act 1. So again, if you don't want to see the final boss for Act 1, probably getting close to time to tune out. Those little exploding guys remind me of the World Stone Keep mobs that kamikaze you. So the build he's using, it seems, you know, relatively effective, but it's like very sort of like hodgepodge, like not really synergizing with the skills. He's using shield charge, this magma shield that lets him, like, when you see that sort of lava spray, that's when he activates the magma shield and blocks an attack. And then like a shockwave totem, that seems to be kind of like the main, you know, gist of the ability. And then he's using like armor break, and I think just like the normal base like base attack plus that 2-hitter combo there. I forget exactly what that's called. Uh-oh, he let himself get surrounded. That looks like to be some kind of degen effect on the ground there. You can just kind of see his health steadily going down while he's standing in that pool. This looks very much like the opening character selection spot, like when everybody's like on the hanging rope and yours like breaks and you're able to run and jump off the cliff. That looks to be the same area. Because you can see the like the broken spot on the wall there that your character runs and jumps off of. So I'm kind of curious, like what it is that your character was like accused of, and why they were going to be put to death. Wait, what was that added fire damage tooltip there? Okay, so added fire makes you do less cold and lightning damage. Oh, that's pretty interesting. So he triggers a shockwave like while he's using shield charge. Like each step. I'm not sure how actually like useful it'll be, but it kind of looks cool.
You were no warrior. I'm not ready.
This is kind of a, you know, his approach or like play style. You know, I'm curious how far you could take this. Like, is it gonna kind of fall off pretty hard in Act 2 or Act 3 or like cruel difficulty? It just doesn't seem like there's, you know, the synergy really that you would, at least in terms of like a Path of Exile 1 build. It does look like we'll probably be playing the majority of the early game with just magic items. And part of me is wondering if, like, the increase to the currency rates that they've been talking about, like, if that is an internal build. Because I've, you know, from what I've heard, they've said, you know, you'll get like 5 to 10 exalts in your Act 1 playthrough. I don't think I've seen any exalts drop while he's playing. I hope he goes back and picks up that Regal Shard there. It's kind of like bothering me that he didn't pick it up. Okay, good. It's like seeing stuff left on the ground, useful items, starts to activate like my OCD when it comes to ARPGs.
I can't yet.
The Iron Manor.
Geonor must be made to answer for his crime.
I can't yet.
So we're getting some more like kind of demonic looking enemies here. You can see those guys have like giant mouths or maws like in their abdomens.
me.
like tongues hanging out. Oh, pretty high damage there. These guys are pretty quick. Sort of like a demon dog enemy.
What madness is this?
Got another boss here. Candlemas, the Living Right. Kind of like a fire-themed boss. He kind of does like a feint there in that attack.
Crush them!
Like it looks like he's about to slam down and then he spins and launches a projectile. Oh. The strategy does seem to be effective, just kind of circling around the boss. Doesn't really seem like the boss AI is like equipped to handle that.
Nothing sacred anymore.
Okay, so killing him gives you an extra 20 life. I do like the permanent character buffs from... Oh, that's decent. I think the damage on that mace he just identified is like double the one he's using. Okay, so down there we can see the Nightmare Seed.
That's him. One of us will not leave this manor alive.
Let's try!
Well, we got some purple lasers there on that enemy type. Yeah, the enemy design in this game really makes you have to be strategic with your approach to defeating them. Like, you're having to maneuver, like, position is important. Otherwise, you're gonna just get overwhelmed and die. It doesn't look like, you know, statistics are gonna save you. I'm hoping that carries through, like, you know, the game, like, the whole game. Hopefully it doesn't get to the point where, you know, we can just face tank everything. I think this more like Elden Ring, Souls-like action focus for the gameplay is awesome. I mean, like Elden Ring, you can kind of out-gear and out-level the content, but if you still just stand there and let like a boss hit you, even if you're very much over-leveled for that boss, like you're still gonna feel the damage and it could still kill you.
I'm
So,
not ready.
you may be able to kill it quicker than it can kill you, but you know, if you're playing content that's like on par with your level, like you have to be strategic and you have to avoid the damage, and you have to kind of play your character better than the AI is able to sort of attack you. Part of me wonders in PoE 2, like, are there gonna be those builds that are just so much more powerful early game than like other builds, like in PoE 1, to the point where like everybody's got like their sort of leveling builds, and then you switch over to your in-game build later on, or are we gonna be able to just kind of like play through on, you know, relatively equal footing with, you know, other viable builds?
Forward!
40% AoE, increased AoE of aftershocks. So I wonder if your belt, like, is your belt what gives you charm slots in this? Or is the belt just another, like, piece of gear? So we're starting to see more corruption kind of spread across this area. Similar to like when we're in the belly of the beast in PoE 1. Oh, that thing's like split in half. Iron Enforcer. See how he has some energy shield? That's kind of what I was wondering about, like how... So like if we're blocking and taking no damage, will that count towards energy recharge time? Energy shield recharge? Because it doesn't regenerate for 4 seconds. Like you have to not take damage for 4 seconds, so will our invulnerability from the shield like count towards that? Uh-oh. He's dead. God, he let himself get surrounded.
Morning flurries.
I do like how
The return of
just the
special
regular
traditions.
enemies are very dangerous. For most of the early playthrough in PoE 1, you know, there's not really much danger from the normal mobs. Like occasionally you run into a strong rare or like a named unique enemy, like that Fire Witch. Sometimes like Merbiel's daughters are dangerous, or the ice guy, the guy when you go to get the medicine chest. Like sometimes he's been sort of reworked a lot of times, but there's been times where he was like pretty dangerous. But aside from those sort of like difficulty spikes, typically like normal mobs don't really pose a threat to you, but in this it seems like they do. So is that like a rare chest? You see how that's yellow? So are there different grades of chests? Like it's got the yellow text and then it's noticeably more like glowy. Doesn't really seem like it had anything like, maybe it just has more items compared to like a white chest. I wonder if you can identify that and it would tell you like if it had certain mods. And I can't believe we're less than like a week away now from getting our hands on this. Oh, there's somebody with like that bubble shield. Doesn't seem like it has downtime though. Okay, so he's a rare with a temporal bubble. So it seems like it slows you down. I wonder if that enemy type would be affected by like the frozen time of the that one ascendancy for sorceress. Pillage Targe. I wonder why he's been holding on to that shield for so long now.
While Bone Shatter is equipped,
In his
monsters
inventory.
display these indicators when they are close to being heavy stunned. Use Bone Shatter to heavy stun them instantly. As you hold down the button for Perfect Strike, your character will charge up. If you release shield,
I wonder what resonating
while
shield
Bone Shatter
is.
is equipped, monsters display these indicators.
I don't want to see that. Targe.
As you hold down the button for Perfect Strike, your character will charge up. If you release shield, while Bone Shatter is equipped, monsters display these indicators.
Okay, so it's an armor evasion shield.
Horrific! They're
Oh,
insane!
They're feeding it bodies.
Crush them!
Husband, this interloper has the power we need. Kill him, and you shall have everything I promised.
Where's the
No
Countess?
use this time. I'll remove your head myself! You are nothing but a tyrant! Bend the knee! First one's iron!
Oh, he's got like some freeze attacks.
You will pay for that.
Oh, you can actually see his life total up there, I think. Or no, that must be like damage.
Open the cage.
It's like damage
Release
dealt.
the beast. Give me what you promised.
If you look at the top right of the boss health bar, you can see like a running number, and it looks like that's like counting your damage done.
How dare you abandon me? After all I've given you. Requiem and high.
Oh. Oh, he's very lucky he survived that.
Swift as death. Cursed, gifted. Branded and afflicted. Your veins chilled. Bahjeera slain. Solstice of pain.
Did he just like full heal?
I will take out your heart and savor each bite.
The ice effects look very cool. Oh,
Desolation. Requiem and high. I smell your blood. And I am ravenous.
this is kind of a lengthy boss fight
Chilling
for
for
Act 1.
I smell your blood. And I am ravenous.
So where did the
Frost.
like the cart disappeared with the like that mass in it? Oh, we got him.
Amazon Cyber Monday deals are here.
I think that his build
deals up to
doesn't do enough
40% off.
damage, like to kill the boss.
Shop great deals now on Amazon.
Because the other playthrough I watched, it's kind of interesting to see. So he really struggled with like trash mobs, but he killed bosses very easily. Okay, looks like he's
No
switched up
use
his
this
gear.
time. I'll remove your head myself. You are nothing but a tyrant. Easy prey.
Yeah, he's got a new one-handed mace. It looks like that one that he picked up that I said looked better than the current one he had equipped. Yeah, he's definitely doing a lot more damage now.
That will not go unpunished.
Oh, he's already transforming. Oh wait, that's like a different form. So he's like a werewolf. And now he's like a chaos werewolf.
Crush them! Torture and pain. Unseen, unheard. No tales were told of their Desolation.
That move looks like it's pretty hard to dodge.
And save
Even when he reacts like almost immediately, he still isn't able to avoid it. I think you might have to like time your roll to use the invulnerability frames.
desolation. I will take out your heart and savor each bite. I'm not the wound. I'm not the impaler. Imbued of the moon. Swift as death. Cursed or gifted. Branded and afflicted. Your veins chilled. And again slain. I smell your blood. And I am ravenous. Freezing gale.
I can't yet.
I smell your blood. And I am ravenous. Chilling frost.
First one, hear me! Feast upon this tyrant soul!
But at least it looks like the straight armor gear gives you quite a lot more armor than the hybrid. Like those boots had 66 armor on the ground that dropped.
My satchel is full.
Count Geonor is dead. We can finally start. Go well.
You've done well. The darkness.
I wonder who the Countess is, because she kind of like bled in the fight. I wonder if he doesn't know he can like break stuff down for regal shards and transmute shards.
Be careful.
I wonder if he's got an augment orb. Yep, there we go. Kind of lackluster. 6%
The
cold
village has been
resist.
destroyed. We must infiltrate the manor. We must pursue the fledgling beast. Betrayal of... The Countess has escaped with the beast. Every attempt to control it has ended in cataclysm. We must pursue her to the plains of Vastyria. We should find the Marikath caravan. Only they can lead us through that harsh and unforgiving land.
I'm wondering who the hooded one is.
What a strange being.
Like, is it the Shaper? Alright, well that looks like it's gonna be the end of the video, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Super pumped for the game to come out this Friday. I'm hoping we'll get to see like the passive tree and the ascendancy trees before then. I don't know why they wouldn't put that out, but they haven't released it as of yet, to my knowledge. So thanks again, guys. And remember to give them the D.